go ahead and take a look. First, you're going to want to go out to Medicare.gov, and you'll see here I have it bookmarked. I encourage you to do that. As a matter of fact, I encourage you to bookmark it from the Find a Plan page out on Medicare.gov. It'll save you some time, which is where it comes up to for me. From there, you're going to go ahead and continue without logging in. And so far to this point, we haven't used ScriptKeeper yet. We're just building a drug list. And so you may be looking to talk to someone about a Medicare Advantage plan or a drug plan. Let's just pick one. Let's say Medicare Advantage plan. You're going to enter in the zip code for the location so that we can find the plans in that service area. And let's, in this case, use where I reside, 27511. And then from there, we can identify whether there is any extra help or Medicaid or anything like that. And I'm going to say, in this case, there is not. And then we're going to start to add drugs so that we can build the drug list. So let's just pick some simple things that probably a large percentage of our seniors use. Let's pick, say, amlodipine. And let's say that the default dosage is accurate in this case. And let's say that they also maybe use, I don't know, metformin. And let's see, metformin. There we go. And we'll add that one. And let's say in this case, instead of the 1,000 milligram tablet, they take the 500 milligram tablet. And they take it twice a day, so that looks good. And let's just maybe add, I don't know, let's say they also take an insulin. So I don't know, maybe Humalog. And in this case, let's say that they do use the brand. And let's say that they use the QuickPen. Let's see. There we go. And let's say that they actually use 5 of them per month. Let's say that's our drug list. Nothing super complicated, but took a minute or two to build. And let's say that actually we're done adding drugs, and we're going to go ahead and find a pharmacy now that they might want to use. Let's say they're very focused on just trying to keep their costs down, so they're going to want to kind of check across, mail order and some of the local pharmacies, Walgreens, CVS. Harris Teeter maybe, and maybe even, let's see, Walmart. So let's say that they wanted to see where can I find my prescriptions at the lowest cost. We enter all those in. What it's going to very quickly do is take those prescriptions and bring it up against all the plans available in the service area and put it in a price prioritized order. And you can see in this particular case, Blue Cross came up as the most cost effective from a drug perspective. And you can kind of see some of them are actually pretty close to the same. Looks like Experience Health is about the same. Starting to go up a little bit with United Healthcare, not a lot. And you get the idea. So now you could show these to your client and start to talk about the plans that might work best for them. And so we've created a drug list. Well, what does that mean now in terms of being able to save it? We've created it. That's great. So now if you see up here, I'm assuming that you've already installed ScriptKeeper. It's going to put an icon up here that looks like this. You're going to click on that icon, and it's going to give you the ability to save new. So in this case, we're going to hit Save New. It creates a new drug list. And from there, I can click on Copy, and I now have a drug list ID that's been copied to my clipboard, and all the things that I entered into Medicare.gov, the prescriptions, the service area, LIS level, etc., pharmacies, are saved in a file, if you will. You can then save that identifier, that drug list identifier in your database, whatever you do. Maybe you use a spreadsheet, maybe you use a CRM. In this case, because you can use ScriptKeeper with any existing tools that you might use in terms of CRM or whatever database you use to keep track of your clients. So in this case, let's say that the client's name was Sam Sam New. So he's a new client. That's his actual name, is Sam New. And so then we can save that drug list right here. You see, I just saved it. It's associated with Sam New. And I can now go back to it later. Let me show you what I mean. I've already saved that into my clipboard. So let's say that it's a day later and Sam calls me up and said, oh, by the way, I would like to meet with you. And you can say, great, let's go ahead and bring your drug list up when you get there so that you can show him what you were already looking at. And so in this case, I can go ahead and bring up ScriptKeeper, and then once it comes up, I can go ahead and paste that drug list ID into here, hit load, and it's going to bring it up exactly where I left off the last time. So all the drugs are going to be in here. I can show you that, for example. View the drugs. And you're going to see that here's the drugs we add, the amlodipine, the Humalog, and the metformin, for example. So they're all there. The pharmacies are going to be there, etc. And so very simple way of creating and saving a drug list. Last of all, let me show you this as well. We had saved a drug list, right? And we'd shared a drug list. Well, what about if maybe you have someone who calls in and they have been your client for a while, and it's now annual enrollment, and they want to know if there's a plan that might be better for them this coming calendar year. Well, in this case, I now have Sam existing, right? And so this is a client that we've had for a while, and I can copy this drug list identifier. I can simply go out here, open Script Keeper. I can paste in that identifier and say load, and I now have my drug list that comes up. And now let's say that maybe, I don't know, there's a new drug that he's going to be taking, and let's say that it's going to be something like maybe Levemir. Well, it's easy enough to add. You can see I've got all these prescriptions here. I can add another drug. I can type in and put in Levemir, for example. If I can learn how to spell it, there we go, and add that, and let's say the defaults there are accurate in this case, and maybe he's stopped taking amlodipine, and so I might remove that one, and then my drug list has been updated, a whole lot easier than having to re-enter this whole one. You might say that's an awful long drug list, but if you've been around for a while, you know that you occasionally get them, and it can save you a lot of time if you haven't got to recreate the entire drug list. So now let's say we're done adding drugs. Let's say he's still looking at the same pharmacies, and now what's going to happen is going to bring up again, in price prioritized order, the appropriate Medicare Advantage plan. And maybe you wanted to look at actual PDPs as well. As you probably know from Medicare.gov, you can toggle between those by clicking this link up here, and it'll show you the plans that come up most cost effective from just a standalone drug plan as well. So anyway, folks, that's what Script Keeper does. It allows you to save the information that you enter into Medicare and then be able to bring it up later so that you can more effectively work with your clients. I hope that helps, everybody. I hope you have a great day.